Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host, Armando Venditti, hoping you guys are having a fantastic day. In this episode of the Music Den, I'm going to be doing another CD review. This is a CD that I picked up yesterday at our local record shop in West Edmonton Mall called Sunrise Records. Um, I had this CD pre-ordered on Amazon. I had canceled the order and I found the CD again at Sunrise Records for like almost $10 cheaper. So, knowing me, I had to get it, right? This is the 44th release from Neil Young called Chrome Dreams. This features members of Crazy Horse on the album. Crazy Horse are not mentioned in title on the album at all. I'll show you the inside cover of the album. There you go. Here you have a nice shot of Neil Young, and you have album information on the opposite side. There you go. This album has an interesting history. The tracks, 12 in all, were recorded between 1974 and 1976. This album was intended for release tentatively in 1977. It went as far as having an acetate made, but nothing went beyond that stage. The album was heavily bootlegged in the 90s. This album, critics have said that this album could have been Neil Young's biggest album of the 70s. And upon listening to it a couple of times, I would have to agree. People have said they have an issue with Neil Young's voice because of his tone, of his pitch. But ultimately, a good song is a good song. And this album is packed with good tracks. Again, 12 songs, clocks in at 50 minutes, 28 seconds. The album was produced by Neil Young. He plays on all the tracks. There is one track, Pocahontas, where he plays all the instruments, drums, bass, guitar. Fantastic. The album has been classified as country rock / folk, and that's exactly what it is. Two tracks that are quite lengthy, Will to Love at 7:11 and Like a Hurricane at 8 minutes and change. It's quite fantastic. The what else to say about this album is quite a bit. The inside on the lyrics come included with the album in a poster kind of a format. The lyric sheet unfolds for all the lyrics on all the tracks, and it's basically in a poster format. The songs here, like I said, are great. Pocahontas, Will to Love, Star Bethlehem, fall in the folk category. Star Bethlehem also features backup vocals from Emmylou Harris. Like a Hurricane, fantastic extended piece, 8 minutes and change. Neil Young does some fantastic soloing on this one track. Too Far Gone, again, in the country folk arena. Hold Back the Tears, great. Another great track. Another one of the country folk country kind of format. Homegrown is another track that's more of a rocker type of a situation here. One of my favorite tracks on the album, along with Pocahontas and Will to Love. Actually, the entire album is fantastic. This album is great. Captain Kennedy, which is just another fantastic, great acoustic piece. Track 9, String Man, which was recorded in 1976 live at the Hammersmith Odeon. Now it's called the Hammersmith Apollo, and it's listed on the album as the Hammersmith Apollo, but it was at the time the Hammersmith Odeon Theater. The main track was recorded live on piano in front of the audience, in front of an audience at the Hammersmith Odeon. Neil Young had done some overdubs at CBS Studios after the fact. Fantastic, and he gets a standing ovation at the end of the track. Sedan Delivery, again another rocker. Powderfinger is track 11, and Look Out for My Love is track 12. Ends the album. Another fantastic piece. These songs ended up in various forms on various albums throughout the years. These versions are the definitive version of how the album was supposed to sound upon it was, if it was to be released. And on the back of the album, I'll show you very quickly here. You have, if you can tell, handwritten song titles. Each section of tracks, 6 tracks each, a recording session, last around 24 minutes in length each. And there is one track on the listing here, wherever there is Lot of Love. Actually, there's 2 tracks. There's A Lot of Love and White Line that never made it to the final album. So there are obviously other tracks from these recording sessions that will eventually, I would imagine, make their debut at some point. Neil Young has always been one artist that has been quite prolific in his songwriting. He has archival releases, archival box sets. I have one of them that I got a few months back. If I was to give this album a rating, which again, as I said, I don't usually do, but if I was to give this album a rating out of 5, this album would get like a 4.5 stars out of 5. This album is that good. Okay, there's no way around it. I mean, when he goes into the studio, he knows exactly what he wants to put down, and he basically just goes for it. And it may see the light of day in terms of a commercial release. It may not, but he is one artist that will go into the studio and basically does whatever the hell he wants. And he makes no apologies for it. And the cover art, I'll show you again. The cover art on the front of the album, if you can read it, it says that the cover art was done by Ron Wood of the Rolling Stones in 1976. But there's been some discrepancy as to who actually did the artwork for the album cover. But as you can tell, it does say Ron Wood, Christmas 76 on the front of the cover. So please check this album out. I'll show it to you again. It is fantastic. It is Neil Young at his, I would say, most emotional at this point in time in his life. And the fact that he could write material that such as this and basically put it away for X amount of years and not go back to it or intend to release it in its original form speaks volumes as to his confidence in himself as a songwriter that he could, in his mind, possibly write something that he would view as better than what he had just written. So please check this album out. It's on Amazon. You can get it for like $28.99. You can get it at your local record store. You can also stream it on YouTube and listen to it. And if you want to grab it, grab it. If I were you, I would grab it. This is amazing. This is, to me, one of his strongest albums. I would put this album on the same level as I would put Harvest. Fantastic album. You know, unbelievable, unbelievably good. So please, once you listen to Chrome Dreams, please, down there, down below, let me know what you think. And, do you like Neil Young? Do you not like Neil Young? Let me know. And click like and subscribe, and click the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content they've got coming up. I'm going to be doing my 5 favorite albums from April Wine, and I'm going to be doing an album ranking with Mr. Peter Kent on Saturday of the Van Halen catalog, which is going to be interesting. I just have to listen to a couple of albums just to get them in the proper ranking order. So that's it for now. Hope you guys having a great day, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye for now.